And I'm very, when she's finished, and I'm very grateful to have a super team, because otherwise this would not be possible. A super team of being just team. Who is the Vice President of Education, organizes all your talks, is the SAA, who welcomes you here at the podium, is the VPPR, which means she does in the moment the public relations, the media. And then we have as well John. Is John here tonight, or is not there? John, who is the secretary. And me, who is the president and is the VPM, that means membership. So we have the first contact, and I hope a permanent contact as well. At ToastEd, we are very happy to be alive. And we are very thankful for having a lively club where people seem to like to come back. Thank you, Kathy, for bringing us so many illustrious guests. And we know they're all already public speakers. And so we hope we can tonight involve you. But tonight will be a little bit different than other nights. We have thought about thankful and how to bring thankful in. So I said already, I'm thankful for the club. I'm thankful for you being here. Let's see what comes as well as expression of thankfulness. We have to say thank you to two people who put our club onto media in the forefront of Toastmasters. We have two winners in our club, and this is Sophie Schmidt, who won the first prize in table topics, and Lawrence Böll, who won the first prize in evaluations. And both will go forward to the semifinals of our district. And talking about the district, I come right away to a guest of honor, and that is our director, area director, and that is Madeleine Engelbrecht, who is helping us so much to float and do the right thing and knows an answer for everything. Thank you for coming, Madeleine. Welcome. And Sean, you had your birthday a couple of days ago. I hope you're thankful for your life. Happy birthday. And then we are always so thankful for guests online and in the room. I would like to mention now, because your online guests or members cannot really see everybody. So I would like to turn my camera and show in the room who is who, or better, you say who is who, because I got your list here, but it's just overwhelming for me. So let me turn around. Is it this way? Is it this way? Yeah, it goes better like that. Are we there? So on this table, please, Mr. CEO.
Hi, my name is Orlando Diogo. I'm from Angola.
Wonderful. Next to you.
Hi, my name is José, and I'm also from Angola.
Welcome, José.
Hi, everyone. My name is Roberto, and I'm from Angola.
Welcome. Learning public speaking for you, it might be very easy, but if you would hear the one-to-one discussions I have where people say, I really hate to get up and say something. So here I do it over and over again. You will have enough of me at the end of the evening, but that is why you are here. So now, Maximina, yeah, you come later. Now, Lawrence, we know all. So I wanted our guests to stand up. Janice, do I get you in the picture? Yeah, Janice?
I'm Janice, I'm from Cape Town.
Wonderful.
From Angola.
Excellent.
I'm from Cape Town.
Hello, Annika. And second, am I still there? And your mother? Yeah.
Yes, I am Hanri. I am also from Cape
Hello, Hanri.
Hi, everybody. My name is Wilson Pitt. I'm also come from Angola.
Hello, Wilson. in the forefront.
Hi everyone, my name is Emilia. This is my second time joining. I'm from Zimbabwe.
Thank you.
And she's joining
Where's-
the club.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Emilia. I forgot to. And I forgot Kristen, I forgot you. 1 second. Let's come back here. Okay, here you are.
Hi, I'm Kristen and I'm also from Cape
Oh,
Town.
wonderful. And the proud mother is Chantal. Have I forgotten? Anyway, did I show? This is Madeleine here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. So we want one big family. Okay, have I forgotten anybody? Oh, sorry, here in the front, directly here.
Hi everybody, I'm Clelia and I'm from Angola. I'm from Angola.
Welcome. Yeah, now our guest online, it was our guest speaker, David McCrae. And if you are so kind and introduce yourself to us in the room.
Yeah, sure thing. I'm David and I'm tuning in from Edinburgh in Scotland.
Yeah. And I see Carol N. Savosnik. Hello, please unmute yourself.
Yes, hi everybody. I'm Carol Ann Savosnik, quite right. And I'm from Gordons Bay in Cape Town. Nice to be here. Thank you.
And from members as well, Meena, who is joining us from India. She is such a loyal member of our club and a president in India in her club. Claire van Sale, who is a distinguished Toastmaster as well, helps us always to bring style into our evenings and do the right thing. And then, yeah, I'm through. Huh? Oh no, there's Jessica. No, Jessica's there. Sigi Prinsloo. Hello, Sigi. Nice to see you. And how did you find us?
On Meetup, I saw.
Okay.
First, I looked for you guys. I found you there. My name is Ziggy. I'm from Cape Town.
Okay, I think we got everybody. So I'm really grateful for that. And it's always important to connect with each other. Then today we have something which is called an induction. I do that now as we are talking, and then we come to the toast. I would like to ask our new members, and I must say it was amazing for Justine and myself. We met one evening and the next week they joined. I mean, where has seen that ever? So we are completely delighted, and how all the payments were done quickly because Verity, our treasurer, is busy sorting that out in style always as well. So may I ask Maximina to come forward, Sally Burton or Maximina Yokonoya, and Nathan Lewis and Ryder.
Do you want me to share the bio?
The bio you can share as well, because, yeah. Membership induction. Okay, we start with Maximina. So I think you can all read a little bit with me. Maximina is just, I stay here, otherwise I take the space. Maximina is just incredible. But now I see what happens. We have to show you, and then, yeah, there we go, okay. When I saw her CV, I thought, oh my God, how can one be so much and do so much and so efficient? So Maximina is an executive director at Y Plus Global. But we will see later what she is, what she does. I won't go through all those names because you can read that for yourself as well. An established HIV and human rights practitioner, an advocate, and a young woman leader with over 8 years of experience in health programming with a focus on young people in their diversity. Ability to design and manage complex projects funded by including, and now you see all these organizations, Healthcare Positive Action and United Nations Women. How have you got time, Maximina, to do all of that? Huh? I mean, 8 years is not enough for that. Achievements in a glimpse include management Her Voice, fund project, zones of a million euro, that's a lot, aimed at adolescent and girls and young women benefiting from rights-based and gender and on my bucket list is learn how to swim this year. You're in the right group. Sally, you are the next one. Sally Burton. Sally. It's not the internet, I'm unstable, you see, then it disappears. So, but I'm thankful for AV Learning because here we can learn how to smoothly carry on. Sally was born in London and spent her childhood in Zambia. That must have been beautiful. Went to boarding school in the UK and Grahamstown, Eastern Cape. True to her, what is ENFP?
Personality type.
Ah, okay, personality type. She has had a varied career path. Firstly studying fashion design, but went on to be a nanny in the USA. I think it was au pair then, yeah? Is it au pairing?
So nannying is better than au pairing.
Ah, okay, good, nanny. And later became a Montessori teacher in London, where she became the school principal at Acorn Nursery School in Notting Hill Gate. There was a movie, huh? Notting Hill. Yeah. It was not about you, but it was a very attractive actor there. She became a mom in 2007 to her wonderful daughter, Isla. That's an Irish name, Isla. Yeah. Some of you may have met her when she came as guest to a meeting back in November 22. Sally's career moved from early childhood education into sales and retail and then into life coaching. She is now currently training to become a facilitator through leading personal development and inspiring others to see the potential that lies within them. And I think Isla is, thank you, Isla is Scottish, okay. You are in the right group.
My mother was born in Ireland.
Did you guys lose the in-person room? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I've lost
And
it.
I'm facing the same issue.
Yeah, I can't hear them either. I think they've somehow cut us off online.
Got it. I'm not sure if they're to the next person or not.
Okay.
Lost us, you can screen somehow.
And who has lost whom now? Us.
We can hear you now.
Okay, good. Thank you, Claire. And Daniel, could you please come now to Nathan? I admit that I somehow did get it in time to you. Nathan, are you in camera enough? Yeah. My name is Nathan Lewis Enright. I'm originally from Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm a business development consultant at Fox Telecom. My hobbies include running, Muay Thai, or is it also? Muay Thai is a drink, yeah? Music and action movies. I've stayed in Cape Town for 5 years now, and I have decided to join Toastmasters to better my public speaking skills and make new friends through the program. I'm looking forward to all the new adventures I will have during my membership with Toastmasters. Really drink a Muay Thai. And Daniel, you can take now, please, all the CVs off. Yeah, frightening good. And we come now to something called an induction. In earlier times, I heard it's like almost like a hi, like a little bit like a wedding ceremony, but you know, you're not. We keep it casual. Huh? You just say I do. So as a member of Toastmasters International and Toastmasters, do you promise to attend club meetings?
I do.
Regularly. To prepare all of my projects in the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program.
I do.
And you got strong help there from our dear Justine. To prepare for and fulfilling meeting assignments.
I do.
To provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations.
I do.
To help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow.
I do.
To willingly serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so. I think we take that out because that's always a problem. So willingly to serve, just I do.
I do.
To treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy.
I do.
To bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits of Toastmasters, which the membership offers.
I do.
To adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, and to act within the Toastmasters core value of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all your Toastmaster activities.
I do.
Fantastic. So will you, the members of Toastmasters, pledge to support these beautiful people, new members, in their quest for self-development, to provide them with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give them opportunities to help others, and to make their Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience? If so, then please say, I will.
I will.
Standing ovation. Welcome. Good, then. And now, if you have a glass, please lift your glass. It's not to say skull, it is to say, speak a toast to South Africa and her speakers.
South Africa.
It's a beautiful evening. And at ToastEd, we are very thankful if the roles are filled. The roles of the Toastmaster this evening is going to be filled by our winner of table topics, Sophie Schmidt. Please welcome Sophie.
Good evening, my fellow Toasties and everyone online. We have a wonderful evening coming up tonight. I'm just going to describe the program, especially because we have a lot of new faces here. Firstly, we will be describing all the roles of our role players, which are the most important part of one of our evenings. I'd like to first call on Catherine, who will be the counter, to please describe your role.
Yeah. So, Madam Toastmaster, Madam President, fellow Toastmasters, and of course, esteemed guests, welcome. So, my role this evening, I haven't done this role for quite some time, but I'll just read it. Is the purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. Great for my students for their presentations. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know, these kind of words. I will also listen for filler sounds, including I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means, at the end of the meeting. I will give a report back of the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. And do you want me to explain the other role?
No, they don't know about it.
Oh.
Secret. We come here.
our counter. We will not miss a single item or next, I'd like to welcome Chantel, who is our grammarian and listener.
So, greeting Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today, the word is virtuous, which means behavior showing high moral value or good moral quality. An example of using the word is people who show gratitude are virtuous. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Chantel, for your virtuous endeavor of listening so carefully and morally to all of our speeches tonight. Lastly, Jess, our timekeeper. Our first time timekeeper.
Thank you, and greetings, Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toasties, and esteemed guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific time remaining. Table topic speakers should keep their speeches to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Those giving speeches should keep their speeches to their specific speech times. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. So at 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. I'm going to keep playing the shuffling game. You guys get it? Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 6 minutes, the yellow card. At 7 minutes, the red card. And the individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 2 minutes 30, I'll raise the yellow. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you.
Yes, and good luck on your first time as timekeeper. Next, I'd like to invite up Lawrence. Lawrence was also the winner of the latest evaluation. Evaluations are and the importance thereof.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So I will be coming up here later to do an evaluation of Sean's speech. And we will also have 2 other evaluators. Now, the evaluator's role is really to come and give feedback on the prepared speech, mostly trying to give encouragement, because we know the best practices or the best way to hone your craft is to keep getting up and speaking. So the way that we try and structure our evaluations is to have 3 positive items of the person's speech and trying to be as specific and authentic as possible, and then giving 2 areas of improvement. Now, when you give an area of improvement, you want some sort of constructive feedback. So if I say your eye contact isn't really that good, I would say maybe pick 3 parts of a room and try and always do your eye contact to those 3, and you'll be able to so when you construct a better speaker. Thank you.
Lawrence, it's so lovely to hear an explanation of the art of evaluations. So often we dive in and we just get evaluated, but it's nice to know that I will be listening out for my 3 compliments. We are it is time for our first speaker of the evening. It's also his birthday week. So what a lovely auspicious occasion. Please welcome our first speaker with his icebreaker level 1 speech, visionary communication, called Believe in Yourself, Sean Stegman. Sean Stegman. Believe. Okay, the last time called a formality, Sean Stegman, Believe in Yourself.
Believe in yourself. What does that mean to you? To me, it means I need to back myself always. I joined Toastmasters to become a better public speaker. And I'm thankful to Ron Hyams for introducing me to Toastmasters and to this club. And I'm thankful to June Haydenray for helping me prepare my speech. There have been many times in my life that I've faced challenges that have got me to where I am today. And without those challenges, I would have struggled to be the man I am. When I was a boy growing up, I was 9 years of age, I lived in Rhodesia. I lived with my mom, her boyfriend, my 2 sisters, and my brother. I was very unhappy at home. I tried running away. I did it twice, and I failed. I was really bad at running away.
Join the club.
So I started writing to my dad in Brazil, and I told him how unhappy I was. My dad decided, and one of the letters must have been home, and he decided he would come and visit me in Rhodesia. And he arrived there unannounced, and I showed him my room, and I lived in a garage. And he said to me, "What's this?" And I said, "Well, we live in the garage. We're not allowed to live in the house. Only the girls can live in the house." That shocked my dad. He was appalled by that. And he said, "I'm going to change that." So he went back to Brazil, packed up in Brazil, came all the way to South Africa, and then said, "You can come live with me." Now, this boy had to make a choice. He had to now decide, was he going to leave his mother and his 2 sisters? Because he could only go with his brother. That was the deal. So he decided a boy had to make a decision in his best interest. And he made a decision that was of a 9-year-old to say, in order for my dreams to become a reality, someone else's dreams are going to fail. And he left. He saw his sisters 7 years later.
Yeah.
I moved to 2001, and again, I was faced with a difficult decision. I was doing my MBA, and I was enjoying it, and I was promoted to managing director of my company. The board, in their wisdom, decided I had to cut the MBA. I said, "It's not going to work. You can't run the company and do the studies." I said, "I'd rather give up the promotion." I said, "You can have it back." And they said, "No, then we'll let you stay with the MBA." That MBA cost me my marriage because it put the pressure on. The pressure was so severe, studying at night, running the company. So I said goodbye to my wife and to a 2-year-old kid. And again, I remember what the little boy said to me. You got to back yourself. For your dreams to succeed sometimes, other people's dreams may not. And then I fast forward to where I am today. And I was the CEO of the company for 15 years, great status, great salary. And I had decided that I want to take learning leadership into organizations because that is what I'm passionate about. And I had to listen to that little boy again and say, can I back myself one more time in my life to do what I always wanted to do? And what I realized about what that boy taught me is he taught me courage. He taught me how to believe in myself, how to back myself always. That whenever the chips are down, the little boy had said to me, no, you've done this before, back yourself. So my question to you people is, so where in your life do you not back yourself? Where do your dreams lie unfulfilled? And where is that little person in you that had so many dreams and aspirations that just got put to the side. Believe in yourself, back yourself. Thank you.
Story, one must really back themselves. And thank you for the inspiration. I would now like to hand over to Mina, our second evaluator, to please describe your role in your evaluation of Louise, who will be speaking next.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. We have our speaker 2, Lois, who is attempting her level 1 project 2 in strategic relationships. It's about cross-cultural understanding. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her own cultural identities and the stereotypes that impact others' perception on him or her. Note to the timer, this time duration is for 5 to 7 minutes. Wishing you the very best, Toastmaster Lois. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
I would like to welcome Louise with her speech, Africa, it's in my blood. Africa, it's in my blood. Louise Robertson.
Good evening. Wow, it's a full house, and I'm not sure coming on to Sean. I'm a little bit nervous, but Madam Toastmaster, Madam President, Toasties, friends, guests. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about this one. I was supposed to do it last week and I wasn't well. So we're still going to be doing a bit of last week's story and a bit of this week's story. So we're still very thankful. And what makes us tick is what we're going to go with. So as Mina was just saying, it's a cultural understanding level that I'm doing. So in my business, I've worked in Africa most of my life. And everybody has to understand different cultures. So this is where I got a little bit confused. When I first was doing the speech, I said, oh, okay, let's talk about different people's cultures. But the topic itself is actually about understanding your own culture. It's more than just believing in yourself. It's understanding yourself completely. Who are you? And it's not the girl that likes wine and the girl that goes, to the movies. It's really who you are. What do you believe in? It's not just your religions and but your cultures. How were you brought up? What do you know about other people? And how do you deal with other people? So in my business, I've got staff and they are from all walks of life. And they are absolutely amazing. But over the years, I've had to understand all the different cultures in Africa. I work into the whole of Africa, and just a little bit, take a step back. I grew up in Kenya. I was born in Nairobi to some wonderful ladies, a lady and a gentleman in the 60s. I was in the 60s, and we had this wonderful life. I went to the local school, I ate the local food, I learned to speak Swahili, and I got to see how the real people lived, not realizing that many, many years later, this was going to make a huge impact on my life. Then we came down to Johannesburg when I was 10, and I went to the school, all-girls school. My mother thought that was a great idea, but they were all people from multinationals and all over the world, and again, lots and lots of cultures. But what I think everybody needs to, or everybody maybe does understand, you take in that's the most, that's when you learn the most in those years. So I had subconsciously taken in a lot about cultures, languages, religions, and put some ideas together. So this is where Mina, my wonderful evaluator, and I had this conversation earlier. We also stereotype people, which is wrong. Okay, so we might stereotype a religion, or we might a culture, and we put that, we meet someone, we say, oh, that person is that kind of, instantly, which is completely wrong. So the wonderful thing about LinkedIn gives you an opportunity to profile yourself. And at the top there, it says, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a female, and I'm, you know, I love drinking wine, and I don't really like going running, and I don't go to the gym. So all of those types of things. But somewhere along the line, people will find one of those things, and that's who they will perceive you as that. Good or bad, it's not the end of the world. But that's what you have to understand, the different cultures. So working in my business, I travel into Africa and I sell corporate databases to multinationals. Now you've got to try and explain how to work in Africa. Now, it's fabulous. I absolutely love it. I work on Africa time, not always on time. They don't kind of get that. So, you know, you've also got to be quite careful with the humor on certain things. But I've learned over the years about, you know, this time of year is not great for my Muslim staff. So you've got to take into cognizance that they don't eat during the day. You know, I'm expecting them to do these numbers, it's Easter, we haven't got enough days in the month. So I also have to step back a bit. I can't be that tough boss that goes, okay, well, you know, you guys need to push the numbers more. So I've learned over the years that I need to understand the staff member for who they are and their own backgrounds. What do they believe in? Not that I want to get too involved in their lives, but it does make a huge difference when you know a person and their cultures, and you can relate. So, but they also have to understand ours. What's wrong? Okay. So, place like South Africa is the Rainbow Nation. Now, whether people think, you know, when I first heard that, I thought it might be a gay connotation. But it's not. We've got so many cultures and we've got so many different eclectic groups of people that all come together and have to work together. And you know, it's such a small thing to learn how to say hello in someone else's language or learn something, and that makes them feel special. Okay, so then now that I've worked out who my staff are and how I'm going to work with them, I've got to also understand what I think my strengths are. And that takes a bit of, you know, again, like, you know, the last one was also leadership. What are you really strong at? So you've got to have integrity. You've got to have some sort of ethics. They've got to believe in you. You know, if you're standing up there as the boss and that you're making them do a whole lot of work or you're taking people's money, somebody has to actually believe in you and you have to deliver. Now that is quite, after 20 years in business, we still deliver, which is, I think, quite impressive. But it's not me only. I get the best from them. So going back to Africa, I've learned a lot over the years, and I've become very diverse, and I can talk to multiple cultures and hopefully get the best out of them. So in closing, I've got a couple of Mahatma Gandhi said, a nation's culture resides in the hearts and the souls of its people. If you can't get to the soul of the person, you can't really get the best out of it. Okay, and then Kofi Annan. We may have different religions, different languages, and different color skins, but we all belong to the human race, and we've got to remember that. That is a huge thing. So in closing, Rena, I hope I've done it correctly. Please don't knock me down too much. I don't want too many on the uncounted thing, please, either. Okay, so we've all got to live by a mantra. We've all got to understand exactly who we are and what makes us tick and what we're thankful for. And actually, yes, remember, I'm virtuous as well. I'm a virtuous person as well. So my mother said, Africa is in my blood, and that's actually another saying that is very, you know, a lot of us in this country, like, or even Gabrielle, our president, you know, they come from overseas. And you don't want to leave, right? It's in your blood. Africa is in your blood. So we're very blessed to live in Africa with its people and its problems. But everybody's got problems. It's just got soul. Am I done?
Thank you, Louise, for your wonderful speech. Next, I would like to invite our third speaker, We are very lucky today to have an international speech contest participant, David from Edinburgh, who introduced himself earlier. He will be performing his speech, Dark Cloud. David.
Progress.
Dark Cloud by David McRae. David McRae, Dark Cloud.
Inside this tube is a superpower. It's a psychology degree. And psychology degrees allow you to read minds. You're thinking right now, of course they don't, David. See? Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and everyone trying to hide their naughty thoughts. Sadly, the only mind you can't read is your own. And the reason why many of us study this degree is because we're trying to work out what's going on in our heads. I remember the day I realized what I'm trying to work out in my head. It's our first year lecture series on mental health. Today's class is depression. Our lecturer stands at the front of the room. Here are the 8 criteria for clinical depression. If someone scores 5 of these criteria, then we can give them a clinical diagnosis. Like any curious student, I start counting. That silence was pretty uncomfortable, right? Now you can understand how uncomfortable I feel looking at that number, realizing a dark cloud has followed me my whole life. And it's not until today that I look up and see what it is. Depression. I've experienced periods of depression throughout my life, and during these periods, I felt alone. I know now I'm not. According to the National Institutes of Health, 1 in 4 people experience mental illness. Maybe you have a dark cloud too. If not, think of someone in your family, a friend, a colleague, a fellow Toastmaster. One of them might be struggling with their dark cloud. I wish mental illness was just like Netflix, and we could cancel our subscription at any time. But like Netflix, you should share your account. That day in the lecture theatre, I should have got professional support, but I didn't. Because I'm a stubborn man, and we're taught to stuff our emotions deep into our subconscious, where even the mind readers can't find them. I hid from my dark cloud, playing the party animal for my friends, and putting on the everything is wonderful face for my parents. It was exhausting. If you've put on a persona, I'm sure you know. Eventually the cracks begin to appear, and my dad spots something is wrong. I'll never forget the day he sits me down in the kitchen, looks me straight in the eyes. David, are you depressed? I have a dark cloud of internal dialogue. Do I maintain the mask or tell the truth? Yes. There's a cocktail of emotions that bubble over when you finally say it out loud. Relief, fear, shame. Son, try to find and focus on the small victories each day. After sharing his wisdom, silence descends. If you ever want some peace and quiet, sit in a room with two men talking about their emotions. I think to myself, Dad, I don't need a small victory. I need a big one. A couple months later, I'm in the supermarket, handing a £10 bill to the assistant. She looks at it. Wow, what a clean note. Without missing a beat, I respond, that's because I launder my money. She bursts out laughing, and I break into a smile too. I practically skip home with bags in hand. That was a small victory. I realized what Dad had meant. I started to look elsewhere for these small victories. Getting out of bed when I just wanted to roll over was a victory. Attending class instead of playing video games was a victory. Going to a party instead of watching TV was a victory. What's your dark cloud? Maybe it's mental illness, maybe it's something else. And I know it can seem like nothing will shift it. But what I've learned is we break down that dark cloud one silver lining at a time. It's exercising even when you're tired. Spending time with loved ones even after a stressful day. Making someone laugh even with a corny joke. And I've told plenty of those today. It wasn't mind reading I learned at university. It was mind management. We all have a crazy storm going on up here, whether we have a mental illness or not. Small victories can settle that storm. Inside this tube is something far more valuable to me than a degree. It's a message. If you're going through a tough time right now, find your sun of small victories to shine through that dark cloud. Toastmaster.
Thank you, David. What a phenomenal, beautiful, and inspiring speech. I know it definitely touched me and made me look up to where the rain's coming from. I would like, I know that David has shared a link. I believe we can find it here in the room on the WhatsApp group, and to the people. Or you can take out your phones and snap scan it. Not snap scan, QR code scan it. And I think there's also a link in the chat for those people on Zoom. I believe David is one of the contestants in the international speech contest, and he would love feedback from different clubs all over the world. So take a second, and I'm sure David would love to hear from you. With that, we are going to take a short break. We'll take a 22-minute break and be back at 7:20. There will be refreshments and lovely, delicious nibbles, courtesy of the Cullinan Hotel, just outside, so you can all help yourselves. And thank you to all our speakers thus far. Enjoy the break, everyone. That was a great question.
What is the question?
Conference Wi-Fi password.
Is there a conference? You mean this year? The login?
How long is this going to take? Oh, yeah. Oh, you like it. My second No, I don't need have anything to say.
No, everybody can. No. You don't have go up in three.
Last week.
Shall we look at it?
Good evening again and welcome back, my fellow Toasties, guests, and everyone online. I'm not sure if you heard the wine glass tinging in your own room, wherever you are, but I'm calling the meeting back to order. I hope you all enjoyed your break. We will now be getting on to the evaluations. I'd like to start off by inviting our first evaluator, Lawrence, who will be evaluating Sean's speech. Thank you, Lawrence.
John,
That's
it's
right.
scarier than death. And to do it in such a large audience, your first speech, John, well done. That took a lot of courage. Your intro was really strong. I like that you didn't start with "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean," and it's a bit boring. You stood, believe in yourself. You've got to back yourself. I like that. Your eye contact was great. You might have been now, the icebreaker is about getting to know the individual, and I think Sean, you did a great job in terms of sharing yourself. You spoke about you as a child. You spoke about your MBA and how that disrupted your marriage. You spoke about being a CEO for 15 years, and I think we got this theme that going for your dream comes at a price. And sometimes we take that price, and sometimes it's not really worth it. But I think you made all of us think, and it's because you were vulnerable and you shared your story. So thank you for doing that. Of course, we're here to improve, so I can't just tell you all the good things. And I also need to be cognizant that this is your first ever speech. So the feedback I'm going to give you, I know it's just because you want to grow really quickly. So I'll give you some more specific feedback, but you did a great job. You passed the outcome. You did everything really well. One thing I would get you to focus on more is to breathe and to slow down a little bit. What I noticed is that you got into a bit of a rhythm where you were swaying a little bit and you were using your hand and you were speaking quite quickly and you were going through the speech and you were making it, and it just felt a little bit repetitive. So I think if you were able to pause a little bit, just to breathe, slow down, obviously that'll come as you speak more and you practice more. The other thing was your body language. I think it's maybe a trigger. We all have that one thing that we kind of hold on to when we're doing a speech, but you use this gesture a lot. And for me, it was a bit distracting. I think David was a great case study of how to use your body. And our body is there to add to the message. Now, if you're swaying and using your body regularly, it distracts from the message. You don't grasp it. And what David did really well is he used his body language. He gave us a whisper. And then he came back and he spoke and he held a neutral stance. So when you're talking about some of the areas that you went through, you went up in your corporate career, but your marriage took a hit. You come back to normal. So if you want to use your body, use it to make a point. And then majority of the time you want to be holding this pose, which is awkward. It takes a bit of practice.
Wow.
So in summary, Sean, your intro was great. Your eye contact was solid. You told us personal stories. We got to know who you are. Some areas to look at, just take that big deep breath, pause a little bit more, slow it down, and then your body language, whenever you want to use it to make a point. The thing I like most is that you ended by questioning us and saying, where are your dreams unfulfilled? That was powerful. So thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence, for that lovely, thorough evaluation. I'd like to invite our next evaluator, Meena Moham Kumar, who is joining us online, who will be evaluating Louise. Thank you, Meena.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Can I see Lois, please?
Louis, yes, please. One second, I have to. I was to see. Okay, cool. One second.
Yes, over there.
No.
Hello, Louis.
Yes, Louise. There we go.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for that. Hello, Lois. What I liked the most is the way you embodied your story with the title. Starting that you grew up in Kenya and how you went to local schools and took up the learnings, and being an entrepreneur today in Africa, a women leadership, and saying Africa is in my blood. I felt you made true justice to your title. Moving on, what I liked totally in your speeches is the confidence that you radiated while you spoke. Initially, you seemed a little nervous, but slowly you picked up. You had that confidence. You looked into the audience and you got in these jokes or impromptu speaking, and everyone was chuckling in the room. And even I could feel the chuckles coming from within. This was all possible because you are truly a gifted speaker. Now, coming to the areas that I feel you could have done a little more better, because I see that potential in you is content-wise, depicting the stereotypes, because your objectives of the project needs that. When you grew up in Kenya, what are the stereotypes that you had that had an impact on you from being a little child in home and in school? If you could have depicted on that, I feel there would have been a greater justice to the content. And moving forward, being an entrepreneur, you wanted things on time, but things were not going in time in your office. How did you feel if you could have gone a little deeper, the deeper layers? Did people feel you're bossy? What kind of anticipation was projected because of these little stereotypes? I feel that could have been a kind of an icing to the topic that you have got. With that, one more small thing. Throughout the speech, you had 3 counts of "Am I done?" You were trying to check the time. Check more, and that gives you an edge, a hold over the content, and you can be more confident while you are speaking with the audience. So with that, to sum up, I love the confidence, the natural aura that you have while connecting with the audience, the chuckles that you bring in. Focus on a little bit of how to, the content-wise, to depict more about stereotypes, and you can have a little bit of more practice to avoid the other unwanted sentences, like the way you have, am I doing right in time, etc. And I have a challenge for you. The challenge is leave the lantern, the podium stand, and walk away to the stage. Let's see your body language. Let's see the more confident Louis speaking to us. So wishing you the very best for your upcoming speeches, and I'm sure you will do a great job in your next speeches. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Mina. Thank you, Mina, for your wonderful and thorough evaluation. I'd like to, we've just got 2 evaluators today because the 3rd evaluator was us all for David's speech. And now we are moving on to a very exciting, we are almost moving on to a very, very exciting moment, which is the table topics. But just before that, we're going to check in with our timekeeper on the evaluations and the speeches we've heard thus far. Jess.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So to report back on our timekeeping, with Sean, with his beautiful virtue of self-belief, you were 4 minutes 35, so well within your time. Louise, you were just over with 7.5 minutes, and David, doesn't matter because he has moved on. And then our evaluators with their wonderful feedback, both just slightly over, but with plenty value to share. So I'm sure none of us really minded. Lawrence, you were 3 minutes 29, and Mina was 3 minutes 20. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess, our timekeeper. Now I'm going to hand over to our table topics master and President Gabrielle.
Thank you. Just T, or somebody can see whether I'm. Now we need a more head. Is it more head now?
Yes.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
There's not too much head.
There we go. No. It's
Okay. Let's see, because I will be moving a little bit. Today's speeches were spoken. Sentiments, hardships, and authenticity shared with all of us. I got yesterday a poem from one of you. I'm very grateful for that. When I saw it, I just felt, I was very thankful for it, and I thought, let's make out of this poem a table topics. We have never done that. Mm-hmm. We are going to have 3 groups, 3 people in each group coming forward and sharing the task together. Mm-hmm. We see what works. I would like to read the poem to you. I read it to my husband, I read it to a friend, and both were quiet afterwards. I was very happy that my husband was quiet. Because he needs to think deep as well, from time to time. And I wished I could speak as well as you, Lawrence, with intonations, etc. Let's try. I don't care if you live your best life. I hope you live your freest life, your most unburdened life, your lighter life. I hope your life is a patchwork of lessons and trials and joys and mistakes, and of growth and evolution and expansion. I hope you understand that rejection, failure, disappointment means you care. You are trying. You are out there in life, alive to it. I hope your life is beautiful too. Feels beautiful to you more than it looks beautiful to everyone else. I hope you are free and that you keep freeing yourself from who you thought you should be, from who society told you to be, from heavy expectations and weighty ambitions. I hope you know when you're in a moment, you will remember forever. I hope you know how good you have it when you have it good. And I hope that your life is an ongoing evolution, a constant becoming. I hope you shrug off old selves with ease. I hope you leave empty space in your life for the unknown, the magic, the surprises, the unexpected. I hope you just don't aim for best and instead aim for full, whole, ever evolving, unconfined, and unrestrained. Mostly, I hope that you take the path that is meant for you, not the one expected from you or of you. This was the I have taken out of this poem wishes, and if they should have happened in our life, we are thankful. So I need 3 people in every group, and person A will say to person B, I don't care if you live your best life. And then the task is underneath, but I don't want to say it. Those 3 will step forward. Person A speaks to person B. Person B answers. And you can speak about anything. It can be another person, it can be an alter ego, it can be a story, it does not matter. The only thing I want you to come here. And the more authentic you are, then the better it is, because we want to learn to speak free. And therefore, it doesn't matter sometimes. If you say blah, 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 then this is blah, blah, blah. Just see, I don't want you to perform here. I want you to connect to your authenticity. Because if you connect to who you are, you can give any speech and people will listen to you. Because speaking from the heart makes us all one. And that is, I think, the new world, that we connect on that level. So it's not what you say, it's how you say and how you connect. Like we have heard this evening from everybody who spoke. So I asked 3 volunteers, guests and members, we always love guests, to come forward. I have 3 groups, and the last group will be on the internet, will be the online people, friends, and we see how far we go. We have 20 minutes. Normally we have the green card, the yellow and the red one. I think everybody should really only use a very short moment so that we get through within 3 or 4 minutes, even if we are 3. And 1 minute is enough. So count it. 3. Lawrence, will you also?
Is it 3 people per table, or is it 3 in total?
No, 3 in total, but 3 times 3 in total. I mean, no, yeah, 3 times I got 3 jobs with 9 people. Thank you.
And one of them's online.
No, the fourth group is online. So I need 3 from there, or 2 from there and 1 from here. So just jump up. 1, 2, 3, up. Number 1, number 2, number 3, 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 number 3, number 3, number 3, number 3, number 3, number 3. Okay, Madeline, Lawrence, you come next group. Okay. Yeah, but we have only, so, you see.
Very nerve-wracking.
That nerve-wracking.
It's Toastmasters, 3-way table topics.
A 3-way table topic. You see, you have to say that, because This is what we feel, huh? And then you do that. And this person has to talk about that idea which you said here. Your entrance sentence by addressing Sally is what Sally can answer to. And you can give them the piece of paper to her. And then Sally get a piece of paper to talk to Madeleine, and Madeleine get a piece of paper to talk to you.
Okay.
Okay, ready, steady, go. Let's see. It's fun, fun.
May I start?
Read it. You. Okay, start.
Okay. I don't care if you live your best. I hope you live your free life.
I hope you live your freest life.
Okay.
I don't
Your
care
freest
if you
life.
live your best life, but I care that you live your freest life. What would be the freest life of you for you be, Sally?
Oh. My freest life. Me living my freest life would be surrounded by friends, lots of friends. It would be surrounded by experiences, lots of experiences. And my freest life would be everyone to have the confidence they really deserve to have.
Thank you. This is for you now. Okay. It's always the statement is the same, but then the task is more or less the red one, and then you can hand it over to Madeleine.
I don't care if you live your best life. I hope you live your lightest life.
Well, that is so interesting because I had experience living a very light life once when I did the Camino, Santiago. So what you do every morning is you pick your little backpack up, you chuck everything that you're going to live in for 3 weeks into your backpack, and off you go. A bit like a turtle, I felt. Free, so free, so free. I didn't know where I was going to sleep that evening. I didn't know what I was going to eat that day. I knew more or less how far I was going to go. But that feeling of everything you own being in your backpack, on your back, with you all the time, no worries in the world, made me change my life dramatically. I sold my house, I moved to Cape Town, and here I am today. That's where it ends, right?
This is for you to speak to Alanda.
I don't care if you live your best life. I hope you live your life most. I hope you live your most unburdened life. Unburdened, no burdens.
Okay.
No problem.
Please. Okay. Thank you. Well, firstly, I want to apologize for any mistake I will. I will talk about my experience in learning English. When I was in the middle school, I was learning French at school. Suddenly, because of some friends, I started learning English. Since that date, I was not with regularity making some course after stop, making some course another year. So because of my work, I need English each day for work. So I came to Cape Town, and when I came, I could not speak for more than 10 minutes in English. But now I became more confident, and I can now tell that I'm doing my best to be English, and I hope in the end of my staying here, I'll be the best to be a great speaker.
Oh, wow. Already understood. Already look at that. Woo!
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can see how we connect from the heart, huh? Don't we? Group 2. I hope I get through to group 3. I mean, we've got enough people. I say for the first, for the second, and for the third. Oh, here we go now. Fantastic. Look, person A says to person B, I hope that you are free and that you keep freeing yourself. And then you read that as well, but then you give it to Nathan, because that's his job is to speak about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we start with that.
Okay. I hope that you are free and that you keep freeing yourself from whom you thought you should be. And that's it.
Exactly. It's a big task.
My idea of freeing my mind from who I thought I should be would be from what I was told as a kid, that I would never be good at anything involving people skills and going outside of yourself sometimes to discuss matters that influence all of us around me. So I was told that this wouldn't be something that I'd be ever virtuous at. And, that changed when I decided to come to Cape Town and meet new people, and actually now my career is speaking to people and trying to sell ideas and products, which is my idea of how to change that. You can definitely free yourself from that idea.
Wow. Wow. Nathan, yeah? Natural. I take this. You say, I hope that you're free and that you keep freeing yourself. That is your cue, and then our super speaker will give an
So
answer.
I hope that you're free and that you keep freeing yourself from whom society, parents told you to be.
Yeah, many years ago, I got introduced to Buddhism, and my family were very much religious people, as in, Catholics and Protestants, and that didn't sit well with the rest of my family. It was one of those things that we never spoke about at home. They just said, well, we don't talk religion. And that just struck with me that I had to free myself from my family for a way that I wanted to be in the world that they could not be comfortable with. And for many years, I never spoke about that. And as the years went on, I became quite proud of being a Buddhist. I said, well, this is who I am. So that is the freedom that has afforded me.
Wow. You know what I thought about Buddhism is so fantastic, because it deals with our mind. And that's the mind is the problem. The person is the problem, not the nothingness. Out of the nothingness comes all this, the inspiration and all the love and all the happiness. Well done. Here, person C says to person A.
Okay. I hope that you are free and that you're freeing yourself from heavy expectation and weighty ambitions.
You choose it.
Oh. So this is about putting myself or someone else under stress or expectations and being free from that. This is quite a coincidence, because it relates very much to my life and what happened to me, because I always expected myself to be perfect and I had to be the best. I had to try and be the best at whatever it was mostly sport, or even when I was younger, being a scholar. But yeah.
That's another long story. And I destroyed myself through that. I got burnout. I couldn't function at all. I was proper chronic fatigue. So that is something that I've actually had to take a step back and away from in terms of putting that stress and that expectation to be everything and to be perfect, otherwise nothing is good enough. I'm still learning that. And it's very hard. And yeah, beautiful. That would help you be free.
Oh, we could listen forever. Last group. We're still in time, or do we have to take the, can we stand? Wonderful, thank you. Robin, and Robin is wonderful. And Maximina. And who is the third one? Roberto. Roberto, I must tell you one thing. I said as well, you don't have to speak about yourself. If you don't want to, you can talk about a person. Now, June, she is doing physical training as well. Now, I thought if I would have whispered to you, just say, you don't need to do the 50 kilograms. It's enough if you do 30 kilograms. That would have been enough already, you know? It's just getting out of the box. You did beautifully. I thank you so much. But I just thought, could I tell her that to make it easy? Make it easy. Yeah. You did it and you shared and it touched us. Thank you. Okay, group 3. Person A says to person B. I won't read it because it's only one sentence.
Oh, yes. So this is to you, Roberto. I hope you know when you are in a moment, you will remember forever.
The first kiss.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
So I think that's funny. You mentioned that because I'm actually living a moment that I will remember forever. Because I'm learning English, of course, that's great, but that's actually my first international travel. So I get to learn a lot from seeing people from every part of the world, and it's been great. Yeah.
Roberto says to Robin, I just would like to point out that Robin is the CEO of the hotel.
Oh.
So the delicious food, the nice room, the service, this fantastic atmosphere we are allowed to experience is thanks to you and you wanting to be part of Toastmasters. Thank you.
So, Robin. I hope you know how good you have it when it's good. Yeah, I hope you know how good you have it when it's good. Okay.
So I know when I have a good is when I come home after a long day at work and my wife has cooked supper. My daughter runs up to me and kisses me and tells me about her day at school and soccer, because I support a good soccer team, which is Man United, for those who don't. And she also supports Man United and is now starting to play soccer. So that's when I know I have a good.
Robin talks to Maximina.
Maximina, I hope you leave empty spaces for the unknown, the magic, the surprises, the unexpected.
Wow. That's deep.
Read it again, please. I didn't hear it.
I hope you leave empty space for the unknown, the magic, the surprises, and the unexpected. I think for me, that would be, I would try to do that because me, I love to know where I'm going. So most of my times are filled in with schedules and everything. So I'm gonna try to leave some time for the unknown, for the magic like this moment, to really live my happily ever unexpected time. Yay.
I'm always amazed about the synchronicity of life. It's just, I'm thankful for that. I'm really thankful. And to have to trust that what you're doing works. And if not, to take the failure as well and learn from that. But I'm so grateful. Now comes group 4, and that would be online. And may I have my wonderful assistant, Justine. Let's see how we do that. We need 3 people online. Have we got it? I'll read it. Okay, good. Oh yeah, good. Person, okay. Person A. Who's person A? Carol, was it you? You are muted. You're muted.
Sorry, I didn't know we had to speak so soon. Yes, I'll be person A.
Ah, lovely. I mean, how courageous you all are this evening. We love it. We love it.
We're Toastmasters.
It gives us a little bit more space because normally we are a little bit scared, to step forward. Person A says to person B, I have to read it for you, but you get your task later. I hope that your life feels beautiful to you more than it looks beautiful to everyone. Person B says something, or you can do that as well. We can do it we do it others. Carol, and I speak to you what you will have to say. I hope that your life feels beautiful to you more than it looks beautiful to everyone else. You have to say something what you feel looks beautiful in your life or in somebody else's life, but may not be seen by others like that. Only you might see it. In your life, in other people's life, in life. Only you might see it, not everybody else. They don't need to know, but you will know.
Okay, I assume I need to answer that. To say, yeah, to answer the question. Okay. Okay, what I see as beautiful in my life is the fact that I'm blessed to have a beautiful family. I'm a family I treasure, despite all the hardships, everything we've been through. We're still a united team, and we have so many pleasurable, beautiful moments together. And I think that is what really inspires me every day and helps me realize that there is a lot of magic and a lot of beauty in life, just from those personal relationships alone. And yes, that's the beauty in my life.
Nice to have the room as well. Who is the second? You have the room, okay.
Me.
This one. Now, Claire. Always our Claire. Never letting us down. Oh, Claire. I hope you understand that failure means you're trying. You are out there in life. You can say something about trial and error, but I know you are out there in life. So just give us a short story of you out there in life, trial and error.
Thank you. Yes, that definitely resonates with me. It's definitely been my experience that I've had 46 years of creating what I didn't want because I didn't know any better, because I misunderstood some information. But the beauty of that is I've been able to use those experiences. Those experiences have helped me to grow as a person, to actually become the person I needed to be, to have gone through those experiences so that I can help other people, so that I can shorten other people's experiences by going, this is how I did it incorrectly, and this is what it created. You don't have to do the same thing. We're going to make lots of mistakes anyway, but you don't have to make those specific ones. Let's look at what you want and start helping people to understand that we need to focus on what we want and not what we fear might happen, because when we put our attention there, that's what happens. Trust me, 46 years of experiential evidence. And I am blessed to say that 3 years ago, I finally learned the lesson. So I graduated from the School of Life after 46 years, and I'm in my 3rd year of life in terms of creating what I do want and helping people to do the same. So failure is great. It helps you learn.
Nina,
I showed some hearts to Claria. Maybe someone else can take it up. No problem.
What did you say? I'm out of time. So we have to stop. Okay. I didn't get it. Sorry, Mina. You did already. Yeah, exactly. Nina, you did so well with your evaluation, so beautifully. So you have spoken enough. Thank you. we cut short here, which is, as you know, normally a problem for me if somebody goes overtime. But luckily, I've got my presidents here who tell me to stop now. So that's it, dear friends, for table topics. I hope you enjoyed it, and we carry on next time together. Yeah.
What a wonderfully delightful change up in the normal table topics structure. Thank you, Gabrielle, for your creativity and also the groundedness in that poem, which meant so much. I know I've said many table topics on absolutely nothing, but it felt really nice that this was on something. Thank you. We will now get to hear back from our role players for the evening. The grammarian listener, and then straight on to Catherine for the counter. But first, Chantel, as our grammarian and listener.
Start with, first of all, it's actually who used the word the day, which was Sophie, Louise, and Nathan. And then on to, first thing I'm going to crit is the Sean, because you went first, so you first. Improper grammatical suggestion for improvement was, you said, small thing, how to back myself always, how to always back myself, you know, there's a little bit of a switch there. Very small. And then what did you say that was amazing? I was appalled by that. This boy had to make a choice. Bumper stick or something like this. In order for my dreams to become a reality, someone else's dreams had to fail. That was a very powerful statement, very profound, say, and back myself. And then Louise, that's the most, that's when you learn the most. You just repeated yourself a little bit, which is probably going to come up later. And that person is kind of, you just left a few words out sometimes, instantly. Maybe, yeah, just filling. Just, yeah, put us in our African. We all feel so African after your speech, and we could all connect with that. So it was awesome. And then David.
He's
Oh, he's not.
online.
Oh, I must
David
do
is
him.
gone. He's gone
I
already.
think
He
he's
was
gone.
the guest speaker.
But if
Okay.
there's something we can learn from him.
Okay. Well, just a little bit of, like he said, stump my emotions instead of stomp down my emotions or push my emotions down. And then one other one, but his was also, he used very profound language. A dark cloud has been following me my whole life. I love his Netflix. So relate to something and the medication that goes with it was, yeah, we could all go into that. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chantel. I'd like to bring up Catherine.
Sean, you had two ums, not too bad. The week was one and four and so to what your there bit. And also that twice, yeah. Sophie. David was even, so just be careful of those evens. Lawrence was 2I. Me and that's all agree that I did an amazing job. And one discuss the so's. One one so really great there. I was so impressed how the new members, how little they actually said and and in fact, Sean, in your speech, you didn't. I really listened and you didn't. It only came out in the table topics, yeah. So June, one yar, didn't hear any ums or ohs, just heard a yar. Careful of the yars. Roberto, 2 ums, so not bad. And international travel, should be international travel. Just done that, yeah. Max, 1 gonna, which is slang, unfortunately at Toasties. And yes, that's that, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Those put up surprises.
Yeah. No, I stay with you. Catherine came a while ago already. She had been to another Toastmaster club, Ernst & Young, and she says, it's always enjoyed to have a joker. And tonight she is the joker.
Fine master.
What is that? A fine master? Fine master. But we don't have money. We paid already so much. we can note them for next table topics.
Okay.
Okay. And but she had been looking where there had been funny expressions or you
Yes,
explained.
all the funny things that people say and do of the evening. So please don't take it seriously. You can't, because
You're a
everyone's going to
joker.
be right. And then normally I walk around with a glass and fine, and people put in a coin, 50 cents, 5 rand. So should we leave that for this
We
time?
leave that, and I just make a note who has to speak next week.
Okay.
2 weeks time.
Join the committee.
That's it, thank you.
So next time I do it, I'll have my glass and put coins in.
Who has the
Okay.
biggest word, most of the jokes, speak next time.
Okay, so Gabrielle, here we go. So I'm finding you have the most beautiful jacket that I really want to steal. Justine, how could you? superwoman. How many roles are you delegate? No, I delegated to her to arm people to come on committees academically. They don't know how to yet. So how many roles exactly? 10 or something. How can you do this? Your assistant? Okay.
She is so clever. I leave all cleverness and intellectual capabilities to others.
So you really need to delegate.
Yes.
Okay. Gabrielle, again, for nearly forgetting Kenya as a guest, to say Kenya. Kenya is very special to me, so you can't forget her. And Kenya, the thing about Kenya, she's the only Angolan woman in this class, I'm not joking, among 6 Angolan men.
Oh, wow.
What role she plays with these men, and she says the motherly, nurturing role. She's going to say the tomboy or the motherly, nurturing role. So there you go. Jose for being just in time, as always, like you are for lessons. And Helena for being in time for Christmas. Okay, that's a resume. Just to president. And Louise for asking, am I done? And the Toastmasters. David accusing everyone of trying to hide their naughty thoughts. Gabrielle for saying, I got yesterday a poem as opposed to I got a poem yesterday. And for Gabrielle again, for encouraging Toastmasters to say blah, blah, blah. And Robin for supporting Man United and not Arsenal.
I actually got 3 or 4 of those things. So I might be in a position.
I am grateful for what a special meeting we've had today. I feel like there have been a number of new traditions, from actually having the evaluations and the art of the evaluations explained to us, to our whole new version of table topics that somehow managed to both bring meaning and take the normal pressure of just standing up all alone, in which we saw so many guests, more guests than we usually see, actually participate in table topics. And for this fabulous new tradition of Fine Master, and one that I hope lives long. When I was thinking of the theme, be thankful, in closing, I remembered a story of gratitude I heard from a friend. And I think be grateful is something we hear so often that it becomes, we become immunized to it. And this one just reminded me of different ways that we can be thankful. She was in a McDonald's drive-through line in her car. And she decided what she'd ordered. The window went down and she took out her card to tap. And the worst possible thing that can happen when you reach with a card out your window happened, whether it be a parking ticket or a credit card. It fell.
Oh.
And there was a queue behind her. And as she tried to reach down through her window and then open the door and do that little thing you do to get her card, the man behind her hooted. And she got her card. And she said to the person, the teller, "What did he order? I'll pay for it too." She paid for his meal. And she drove through to the next counter. And he arrived at the pay counter, felt terribly embarrassed that he'd hooted at this generous angel. Stuck his head out the window and waved and gave her an apologetic thumbs up. And she turned to the lady who was handing out the food and said, "Here's my slip and here's a double slip. I'll take them both."
what you need to be grateful for. Sometimes you need to re-remember. And with that, after a wonderful evening, I hand over back to our president, Gabrielle.
A virtuous Sophia. My job is to comment the role players. And let me just say in overall, you did, you say Sterling, you did, thank you. You did a sterling job, each and everybody. I'm not picking out now because I think we all have appreciated from a deep point who the role players were and what came about. And I mean as well the role players in taking a role. I thank all of you, really thank you. Catherine brought guests and you have experienced how much vibrance and virtuosity, is that not a word as well, virtuosity? Music brought it into our evening. Please, for each and everybody, if you have a friend, a family member, if you find somebody stutters or doesn't want to speak to you, say, come, I have an idea for you. We have a tradition as well to ask for guest feedback. And as we have been so in the room, I would like now to pay attention to outside of the room, so to say, to our online guest, Sigi Prinsloo. Your writing is beautiful, Sigi, but now we want to see your beautiful face as well. Lord, the usual thing. Yeah, but I'm sure your mind is still lightened up, and you can enlighten us on what you felt about the evening. Did you enjoy
I enjoyed it very much. I thought, yeah, just so much positive things to say. The energy, the openness with which people share. I thought it was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Carol Ann, I wanted to thank you of having stepped forward and become a table topic speaker as well tonight. Would you tell us with what feeling you're leaving this evening?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I'm leaving with great sadness in my heart. No, I'm joking. I'm leaving with a big smile on my face. And actually, I'm sad because I'm leaving to say goodbye, good night to you all tonight. But I'm very happy that I came and attended this meeting, and I learned a lot and laughed a lot, which is also great. So I want to thank all of you for that. It was a marvelous experience. And thanks to the magic of the internet, I can now visit any Toastmasters club anywhere in the world. So that's why I'm happy to have been here tonight. So thank you.
Toastmaster already somewhere else?
Yes, I am.
Which club are you? Do you belong to?
Well, I'm in between clubs. I've been a member of two. One was Chuckle and Chirp in Somerset West, my first home club. And then recently I joined, and I'm thinking about leaving Atlantic. It used to be Atlantic Beach, but now Atlantic Toastmasters, which is totally online. It's a completely online club.
Okay, and where do you stay?
I stay in Somerset West. That's why I was a member of Chuckle.
Okay.
Yes, it is too far.
Anytime,
You never
welcome, online, always with us on the third Tuesday of the month. We are only online, but be warmly welcome. You are part of the family now. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. Thanks a lot.
I'd like to come into the
Dankeschön.
room. Yeah, gern geschehen. Henry and Annika, is one of you wanting to tell us what this evening meant to you, or yeah, I think that's the best to say.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. The thought of Toastmasters came to my head because Verity planted the seed. going to challenge Annika to also stand up.
Annika, very simple. Stand up and say hello and goodbye. That's very easy. 2 words.
You can say blue, blue, blue.
Yeah. and we will respond blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just be cool, Annika. Annika.
Oh, you stood up. She stood up.
Thank you.
Well done.
Very good. And Kristen, I will not leave you out. She's the daughter of Chantel, and she came once before.
Yeah, so this wasn't my first time, this is my second time. I think I'm gonna be leaving this evening feeling very empowered, like some of the speeches. I can take a lot from that. And also, not only was this evening empowering to me, but it's also quite entertaining. Like I found myself laughing a lot. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, here you are.
Janice.
So I came this evening not really knowing what to expect at all, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I'm inspired by everyone's courage to stand up and put themselves out there. So thank you very much.
On cameraman.
Yeah.
Normally, the tradition or on the agenda normally is the winners. We having awards for when there are more than 2 speeches. But as our 3rd speech was already someone from outside who left again, David, we can leave the award ceremony off. And another thing, because we were 9 people, or how many we were in the end, or 11 or so, doing table topics, there is no best table topics. We're all the same. So everybody is the winner. Yay! That's great. Everybody is the winner. How is that as table topics? I only get to it now. I would like, as I said before, Robin, to thank you for hosting us so beautifully. I would like to thank hardly ever do I see her blushing. So now she got it. And Mina, that's a hard pumping for you. My PA, am I through? Have I done everything?
I think so.
I have, yeah, good. Okay. And thank you, my PA. But, we share a lot in the moment. But
The request was made from one of our guests to take a group photo.
Oh, yeah.
If anyone
Oh.
really doesn't want it, you can leave now. But otherwise, I don't think we need to stand up. We can get all of it. Somehow get
yeah, there's two people into how then you have to stand in front.
Yesterday was Maximilia's birthday.
Oh, no! Maximilian! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! It would have been my job to ask the new ones for their birthday. But failure happened, you know, and so now we know. And Yes, wonderful.
Yeah.
And I will.
You've got toasted twins.
Yeah.
Sean.
Ah, yeah. No, Sean was.
Mine was yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Shall we try to stand in front of the screen with everybody, and some can kneel on the floor and others are standing. And hello, Mina. Sorry that I didn't talk to you more. We can chat.
Hello, Gabriel. Yes,
Hello.
certainly.
I have to go to the dentist. No, I've just been
being recorded.
Okay, and who is going to take the picture? I could take it.